Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I am incredibly honored to welcome this empowered musician to the show, Keith Cullen, hailing all the way from Ireland. Welcome to La La Land.
Thank you.
All the way from downtown Los Angeles this morning. Traffic.
probably
you might
feels-
as well be in Ireland.
The traffic is slightly different in Ireland.
I can imagine.
We can get from one end of the country to the other in less than time that you can get from downtown to
Right.
Well,
Santa
regardless,
Monica
you
some
can
days.
make your way, which all the puns intended,
Boom.
boom, your new single, and celebrating your comeback to the music scene, cancer-free. So tell us a bit about your journey.
Yeah, my journey has been wild. So I started off here in Los Angeles nearly 4 years ago, and we released our first single called Say Something, and it was attached to a movie, and it charted in the billboards, and it did really well. And I showcased between Grammy week and Oscar week, and it was beautiful. It was just like
Dreams
everything.
are coming true.
Dreams, we're here, hold the vision, here we come. Then I started a radio tour in Australia in the December of 2017, and when I landed, I had a big bleed. And I thought it was something from the flight, or I thought something had ruptured. It turned out to be stage 3 bladder cancer, and there was a tumor. So, yeah, what I love about this show and everything that you are talking about this morning is the spirituality behind everything. I think I'd been practicing for such a long period of time for that event in my life. So I was always one of them people who would give out the information and give out the love and give out the gratitude and correct people and hold them accountable to their own goals and their own visions and their own mindset and what's important. And I think everything up to that point, every book I had read, you were speaking about Dale Carnegie this morning and all the amazing authors, and I've read all them books from a very young age. And I think that was my time to actually flex my spiritual muscle. And then I went back to Ireland, had an operation there, flew back to Ireland, and then started the whole chemo process. And I think the reason why people are saying empowered now around my name is I think the struggle that people go through, the word even empower is to give yourself permission or authority to actually just go through the process and heal from it in a way. And this is weird to say because people react differently, but cancer is probably the best thing that ever happened to me because it redefined who I was and my priorities. I'm no more or less ambitious or motivated or any of them things than I was before in the industry. But I think my chokehold on the industry, and I think Make Way, the new single, really says that. It says like, make way for me in terms of this is my path and I'm going to rightfully walk that.
Now there's, of course, the very famous 3,500 cases of spontaneous remission. And we know, and now even science is beginning to see where there's emotions that are tied to the dis-ease that comes out in the body. And I'm glad that you see the blessing in all of it. And we're glad that you've done whatever it's taken to
Thank you.
have it do whatever it's.
And I was very fortunate. I went to Hippocrates in Florida, which is an anti-cancer facility. And there you're put through your paces. Even before chemotherapy, it's you do psychotherapy, you do Reiki, you do lymphatic drainage, you do infrared saunas, you do wheatgrass in every orifice of your body. So I took literally. I wanted to explore all the different routes, and I fully believe that anything is possible.
I'm sure all of that was clearly helpful. Was there anything specific that you felt was more helpful, or at least, if not from a physical perspective, but from a psychological, emotional, or spiritual perspective?
I think for me, it was just my time to dig deep on my own. And I think like everything else around you, sometimes it's beautiful to have support and have, like when the press got wind of it, they wrote lovely things and I released some blogs and the support was overwhelming, but you're still on the bathroom floor, puking up on your own. And I think they're the moments when you're going through something like that where you have to draw on your inner resilience and the practice in every book you read or in every affirmation. And this is no shade to Los Angeles because I love it. It's my home. But I think a lot of people have an intellectual understanding here of what spirituality is. And it's very like, oh, everything's wonderful. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes, you know, the biggest aha moments come from the pain and the suffering, and it's going through that and allowing yourself to feel that and just move
That's
through
what the
it.
meaning of guru is, to have it be the darkness that actually bursts the light through the darkness.
And I think to speak to your question, I didn't for the first time want an actual guru. And of course there were people, like my sister was incredible and my friends and family, but I think for the first time I had to look and go, do I want to survive? Do I want to live? What do I want to achieve out of this? What do I want people to learn from this? So I think for the first time, it was more about me versus anything else. Because I think up to that point, my whole life had been about everybody else and everything and business and...
Birthing the guru within.
Yeah.
Love it.
So how would you say that this has really transformed your music and your art?
I think coming to that level of honesty with yourself, like I've been very lucky. I signed a record deal and I had a publishing deal, and we had finished the album before I got sick. It was called Dear Future Me, and like the writing process behind all of that, it's like we did over 60 songs to get to that point of like picking like your solid 14. And when I came back into the world after cancer, nothing felt the same. I didn't have the same connections, and even the music. I think I had changed so much. So then I just started writing again, and there was definitely a little bit of people were rolling their eyes because they're like, "We have this ready. Let's just go." And I was like, "Well, no. There's a more important message here," and I think that's where Make Way came from. And my new single just dropped on Friday called Piece of Me. That's literally about the medical profession trying to take literally pieces of me. So yeah, I think it's changed because I've changed.
And you're even giving back through a fashion line I'm really excited about. So please tell everyone where they can find and follow your journey and get more info.
Everything's on my website, kcmusic.ie. I'm on Instagram, Keith Cullen, Cullen. We do have it's my birthday tomorrow, and my first, thank you, my first fashion line drops, and we've connected it to a mental health organization here in Los Angeles, and 10% of everything goes back to them. So
Fantastic.
I'm excited.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on all your
Thank you,
success.
guys.
Happy birthday, Keith.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.